So I'm arrogant. I'm arrogant because I forgive people.
My God. Can't you see how condescending you are when you say that? I mean, you have this preconceived notion that nobody, listen, that nobody can possibly attain the same high ethical standards as you, so you exonerate them. I cannot think of anything more arrogant than that. You, my child, my dear child, you forgive others with excuses that you would never in the world permit for yourself.
Why shouldn't I be merciful? Why?
No, you should. You should be merciful when there's time to be merciful. But you must maintain your own standards. You owe them that. You owe them that. The penalty you deserve for your transgression, they deserve for their transgressions.
They're human beings.
No. Does every human being need to be accountable for their actions? Of course they do. You don't even give them that chance. And that is extremely arrogant. I love you. I love you. I love you to death. But you are the most arrogant person I have ever met. And you call me arrogant. I have no more to say.
You're arrogant. I'm arrogant. You've said it. Now you can leave.
And not my daughter, I suppose. I said without my daughter.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
Well, you decide. You decide. Grace, they say you're having some trouble here.
No. No more trouble than back home.
I'm going to give you a little time to think about this. Perhaps you'll change your mind.
I won't.
Listen, my love. Power is not so bad. I am sure that you can find a way to make use of it in your own fashion. Take a walk. Think about it.
The people who live here are doing their best under very hard circumstances.
If you say so, Grace. But, is their best really good enough? I do love you.
Grace had already thought for a long time. She had known that if she were not shot when the gangsters arrived, she would be faced with her father's suggestion that she return to become a conspirator with him and his gang of thugs and felons, and she did not need any walk to reconsider her response to that. Even though the difference between the people she knew back home and the people she'd met in Dogville had proven somewhat slighter than she'd expected. Grace looked at the gooseberry bushes, so fragile in the smooth darkness. It was good to know that if you did not treat them ill, they would be there come spring, as always, and come summer they'd again be bursting with the quite incomprehensible quantity of berries that were so good in pies, especially with cinnamon. Grace looked around at the frightened faces behind the window panes that were following her every step, and felt ashamed of being part of inflicting that fear. How could she ever hate them for what was at bottom merely their weakness? She would probably have done things like those that had befallen her if she had lived in one of these houses, to measure them by her own yardstick, as her father put it. Would she not, in all honesty, have done the same as Chuck, and Vera and Ben, and Mrs. Henson, and Tom, and all these people in their houses? Grace paused, and while she did, the clouds scattered and let the moonlight through. And Dogville underwent another of those little changes of light. It was as if the light, previously so merciful and faint, finally refused to cover up for the town any longer. Suddenly, you could no longer imagine a berry that would appear one day on a gooseberry bush, but only see the thorn that was there right now. The light now penetrated every unevenness and flaw in the buildings, and in the people. And all of a sudden, she knew the answer to her question all too well. If she had acted like them, she could not have defended a single one of her actions, and could not have condemned them harshly enough. It was as if her sorrow and pain finally assumed their rightful place. No, what they had done was not good enough. And if one had the power to put it to rights, it was one's duty to do so, for the sake of other towns, for the sake of humanity, and not least for the sake of the human being that was Grace herself.
If I went back and became your daughter again, when would I be given the power you're talking about?
No.
At once.
Why not?
So that would mean that I would also take on the immediate responsibility at once. Like be a part of the problem solving. Like the problem of Dogville.
Could start by shooting a dog and nailing it to a wall. Over there, beneath that lamp, for example. Well, it might help. It sometimes does, no?
It would only make the town more frightened. It would hardly make it a better place. It could happen again. Somebody happening by, revealing their frailty. That's what I want to use the power for, if you don't mind. I want to make this world a little better.
Yeah.
The damn kid won't shut up. Says he wants to talk to you, miss. Can we just shoot him now?
Let me talk to him. What? What is it?
A man can't really be blamed for being scared now, can he?
No.
No. I was scared, Grace. I used you, and I am sorry. I'm stupid, I am. I'm not, maybe even arrogant sometimes.
You are, Tom.
Although using people is not very charming, I think you have to agree that this specific illustration has surpassed all expectations. It says so much about being human. It's been painful, but I think you also have to agree it's been edifying, wouldn't you say?
Not now, Tom. Not now. If there's any town this world would be better without, this is it.
Yes. Shoot them, burn down the town. What? Something else, eh?
There's a family with kids. Do the kids first and make the mother watch. Tell her you'll stop if she can hold back her tears. I owe her that. I'm afraid she cries a little too easily.
We'd better get you out of here. I'm afraid you've learned far too much already.
Come on, come on.